Hello, this is Trishit, the co-founder and COO of BrainBridge Connections. I'm going to be going over effective reading strategies along with Abhilash. Skimming versus in-depth reading. Skimming is a quick reading technique that involves glancing through the text to get a general idea of the content. This method helps in identifying the main ideas and key points without going into detailed analysis. Skimming is particularly useful when you need to decide the relevance of a research paper for your work or when you have limited time. Notes. Focus on titles, headings, and subheadings. Read the abstract and summary. Look at the first and last sentences of paragraphs. Scan for keywords, bolded terms, and bullet points. And lastly, review figures, tables, and captions.
When to skim. Knowing when to skim can save time and improve your research efficiency. However, skimming always isn't the most beneficial skill. Skimming is appropriate in various situations where their detailed reading is not immediately necessary. Preliminary research. Quickly assess large numbers of papers to find the most relevant ones. This is when skimming can be beneficial. Identifying relevance. Determine if the paper is worth a deeper read. Checking for time constraints when you need to gather information quickly, and background information. Get a broad understanding of the topic.
In-depth reading. In-depth reading involves a thorough and detailed examination of the text. This strategy is used to fully understand and critically analyze the content. It requires more time and focus, but provides a comprehensive understanding of the research paper. Notes. Read the entire paper, including all sections, from the abstract through the conclusion. Take notes and highlight important points. Analyze the arguments, evidence, and methodologies. Reflect on the implications and conclusions. And lastly, consider the paper's contributions to the overall field you're researching.
When to read in depth. In depth reading is necessary when you need a detailed understanding of research. It is essential for critical analysis, detailed reviews, and when the paper is highly relevant to your work. Critical analysis. Evaluate the validity and reliability of the research. Detailed reviews. When writing a literature review or a comprehensive report. High relevance. When the paper is crucial to your research topic. Also use and read in-depth reading when understanding methodologies. Learn about specific methods or approaches used in the study. And lastly, application when applying findings or theories to your own research.
Combining strategies. Effective reading often involves combining both skimming and in-depth reading. Start with skimming to identify the most relevant papers and then switch to in-depth reading for those that are the most pertinent to your research. Start with skimming to filter out irrelevant papers. Transition to in-depth reading for selected papers and use skimming for overview and in-depth reading for detailed understanding. Adapt your strategy based on your needs and time available. Continuously assess and adjust your reading approach.
Practical tips for effective reading. Implementing practical tips can enhance your reading efficiency and comprehension. These strategies will help you get the most out of your reading sessions. Set specific goals for each reading session. Use annotations and note taking to retain information. Summarize key points in your own words. Discuss the findings with your peers or mentors. And review your notes regularly to reinforce the understanding.
Identifying key points and arguments. Understanding key points. Key points are the main ideas and essential information that drives the paper's core message. They represent the central findings and conclusions of the research. To effectively understand key points, focus on summarizing these elements to grasp the paper's primary contributions. Notes. Look at the abstract and introduction for an overview of the key points. Identify major findings and conclusions in the results and discussion sections. Review headings and subheadings for structured key information. Highlight text that is emphasized or repeated, and summarize key points in your own words to ensure clarity in the research.
Identifying arguments. Arguments in a research paper are the claims or positions that the authors present, supported by evidence. Identifying these involves understanding the core arguments and evaluating the evidence provided. This helps in assessing the validity and relevance of the research paper's claims. Notes. Look at the thesis or main argument in the introduction. Track claims made throughout the paper. Analyze the evidence and examples used to support these claims. and note any counterarguments or limitations discussed. Also, evaluate the strength and relevance of the arguments presented.
Techniques for identifying key points. To identify key points, use structured techniques that help in quickly finding the essential information. This involves focusing on specific sections and using reading strategies to pinpoint the core content of the paper. Some things to note is to read the abstract and introduction for initial key points. Scan headings, subheadings, and bullet points for main topics. Pay attention to results and discussion sections for significant findings. Highlight or annotate critical information, and create a summary or outline based on key points.
Techniques for identifying arguments. Effectively identifying arguments requires careful reading and critical analysis. Use these techniques to discern and evaluate main claims, and supporting evidence in the paper. Start with the introduction and conclusion to understand main arguments. Follow logical flow of the paper to see how arguments are developed. Note how evidence supports each claim. Assess any counterargument and the author's responses, and reflect on overall strength and validity of these arguments.
Note-taking techniques. Effective note-taking methods. Effective note-taking helps in organizing and retaining information from research papers. Different methods, different methods can be employed depending on your preferences and the nature of the material. Notes. Outline method. Use headings and subheadings to structure notes, capturing main points and supporting details. Cornell method. Divide the page into sections for notes, key points, and summary, allowing for an organized and efficient review. Mapping method. Create visual diagrams to show relationships between concepts helpful for understanding complex topics. Highlighting or annotation. Mark key passages and add comments to important sections for quick reference.
Techniques for summarizing information. Summarizing information is crucial for capturing the essence of the content without overwhelming detail. This technique aids in quick review and understanding of the main points. Paraphrasing. Rewrite points in your own words. Bullet points. Use concise bullet points to list important information. Abstracting. Create brief summaries for each section. And key quotes. Record significant quotes or phrases that capture essential ideas or arguments.
Organizing and reviewing notes. Organizing and reviewing notes ensures that the information is accessible and useful for future reference. Proper organization and regular review enhance long-term retention and application. Notes. Categorize notes. Group related notes by topic or section for easier access and review. Use digital notes. Utilize apps or software for digital note-taking, which can offer searchability and organization features. Regular review. Schedule regular review sessions to reinforce understandings and integrate new information. Create summaries. Develop comprehensive summaries or concept maps to link different notes and highlight key insights. And that's all for today.